What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of Five Star Pod Splash. Today we are doing This Week in Comic Books, coming out May 15th in just 3 days on Wednesday, just so you guys could get a heads up of what is coming out so you can get your pull list ready in advance. I don't even know what's coming out this week, but with that said, let's go ahead and shout out to leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Make sure to go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com. On League of Comic Geeks, you could definitely go up over there and you could get a heads up, all the variants. That way you could know what to go to your local comic book shop and place your order. So that way you know for sure you get the variants that you want. That way you could get it for probably $1 or $2 more than what it would cost for the retail price, but that way it'll save you so much more money if you put the pre-order in advance. With leagueofcomicgeeks.com, you can know what comic book covers to get and pre-order in advance. I don't even work for leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Just a heads up, I'm not getting paid any sponsorship or advertisement for that, but I figure I would shout them out because I do reference their site to give me a heads up on what comic books I myself want to personally make a list of the pool. Another thing I want to point out, I do see a lot of negative feedback uh, on YouTube and whatnot when it comes to American comic books. And I feel like that is hurting the industry. I feel like we got to shed more light on the good that is in the comic book industry. There's actually a lot of good stuff that is coming out across the board for Marvel, DC, and independents. So I feel like with This Week in Comics, that's something that we try to highlight more so than the negative. That's not to say that everything is great or that there isn't anything negative, but I feel like with this channel and especially with this series in particular, we tried to focus more so on, giving these creators who put a lot of hard work, time, and effort into these books their flowers instead of just completely tarnish the books that they're working on or whatnot. And then that takes food off their families' plates and whatnot. And, like at the end of the day, we're all comic book fans, at least I am. And you want to see the medium, the genre, the culture, however you want to label or classify it. You want to see it continue to thrive, grow. You don't want to see it fade away in obscurity. So, with that said, let's get into this week's comic book. Starting off first on the list, I see is Action Comics 1065 from DC Comic Books. It says the House of L versus House of Brainiac. Superman and Lobo have their hands full with Brainiac's Lobo army, so it's up to Supergirl and Connor Kent to stop Brainiac himself. It's possible Bapted and Deadly Allies. Looking at the cover right here, that's a pretty cool cover. I ain't gonna hold you. This see what that looked like right there. Yeah, that's pretty clean right there. I don't know why Superman would need a bike or a bicycle. He clowning me like I'm keeping up with you on your motorcycle on a bicycle, but like Superman on a bicycle technically don't make no sense. But nonetheless, that is a dope cover. I do like it. Going back, I love this artist right here. I think her name's like Peach Momoko or something like that. Marvel Comics Ultimate X-Men issue 3. I remember Marvel recently revamped or restarted up the verse. Let's see here. It says the mysterious May Storm is revealed. There was no is, it was a comma, but I digress. May Storm's origin. May Igarashi has a regular girl until she was discovered. Her unusual abilities and her hair changed from brown to white. Jim Lees and McFarlanes and Silvestris and Capullos and Sam Keith, and you know, even to the Fred Perrys and the Eric pick that up. I'm curious, is the rest of the yeah, looks like she does all. Like, one thing I've been doing, like, yo, my X-Men collection been getting stupid, but yeah, I'm gonna. Is there any variants? There's a few variants over here. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm liking this probably the most. This one kind of catches my eye right here. Got the little chibi style to it. Yeah, that. Oh, I like that. That looks like Dustin Nguyen, if I got it right. I want to say Dustin Nguyen. Yep, Dustin Nguyen. Yo, Dustin Nguyen is like one of my favorite artists, bro. Dustin Nguyen is fire. I got like a few portraits. I'm more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy, but I mean, I got Marvel, DC, independent. I got the entire Gold Digger collection. Huge Fred Perry fan. I actually went to college for animation. Graduated for animation because I went to a Comic-Con and met Fred Perry when he did the Gold Digger animation first before he start the con. I'm gonna go ahead and do the animation, and you know, I got the degree, but I haven't really did much animation since getting the degree, to keep it a buck. I'm working on a comic book right now, though. Keeping it moving, we got Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue 20. Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man, faces his greatest challenge yet, babysitting his little sister Billy. But wasn't he supposed to fight crime with Shift? Oh, and there was a thing with Miss Marvel. Oh no, he forgot to call Genki back, and he's an hour late to meet Starling. Miles' world is spinning, and he has no idea what it is. No idea that it is all about to get turned upside down. Let's see here. This is not a pretty cool cover. I'm liking the cover. That's okay. In Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 20. I ain't mad at you, you know. Moving along, we got Green Lantern issue 3. I definitely got to get a better computer because this computer I'm on is like, it has no power to it. The Fate of Hal Jordan and Carol Ferris. How do you move? Let's see here. How do you move from one person you've loved your entire their feelings as she makes a choice that will change her and Hal's lives forever? Meanwhile, Hal faces off against the United. Things go from bad to worse to exponentially strange as Guy attempts to get his prisoner. I ain't gonna hold you. Guy Gardner was like, I wasn't like ever a super big Green Lantern fan, but the Guy Gardner version probably was like my favorite version of Green Lantern. So I should tell you, like, let's tell you something about me. I'm a weirdo. Pretty cool right there. It's one of those books like at the comic shop, if they had it out on the display and let you look through the pages, depending on the art, then that's what I would base if I'm gonna cop it or not on, because I'm a huge art guy and I like to reference art because not only am I writing, but I started off an artist, so like I'm doing the art as well in the book that I'm working on. So like, yeah, art inspiration. Like, I love this right here. This art is beautiful to me. Even though it ain't like too much going on in it, just the stylization of it is badass to me. Batman and Robin issue 9. Batman or Man Bad? Who will be Gotham's protector? The people of Gotham will decide this would be a cop for me, especially because I do collect a lot of the Batman. Like, I got a huge portion of the Greg Capullo run. I probably got like the first, maybe missing 1 or 2 issues, like the first 30 issues or something of that. And probably gonna go back and get the rest, at least of his run, because man, he had a great run on the New 52, in my opinion, with the Batman. Loved his work on that. Loved everything with Greg Capullo, man. I don't really follow his Spawn work, to keep it a buck. I kind of fell out of Spawn early, but um probably after like Spawn 100, I probably fell off Spawn. But a couple other books he did too. Speaking of Spawn, that's the next book up, Spawn 353. Now that Vampire Lord Blood, yeah, I like this character. Now that Vampire Lord Blood has returned to power, he's set in motion a plan to rid the world of Al Simmons once and for all. So Al Simmons still Spawn. Nice to know. That's dope. I did get the Spawn 300 and 301 to commemorate the, anniversary, the milestone. Even though he ain't do it like my boyfriend Doom, man. Dr. Doom, one of my favorite villains of all time. So this might be something I would definitely probably pick up. Yeah, I'd pick this up, man. That's Doom. It's my boy Doom. Own comic book issue 1. Because there's just too many like start overs, man. Like, damn, just like let it do its thing, man. Oh shit, Jonathan Hickman's on it. I'm definitely copping this. All right, Doom issue 1 in the creators Jonathan Hickman, Ultimate Spider-Man and GODs, and Sanford Green, Bitterroot send Doom on a journey unlike any he has undertaken before. With Valeria Richards at his side, Doom goes on a quest to harness more powers than any human has ever wielded before in order to try to stop Galactus from bringing about the deaths of the universe. And this is something I'm definitely going to cop. Just his writing is freaking fantastic. We got a brother artist. That's cool. I hope this ain't the brother artist on this right here, man, because I'm not let's see. So you try to be vaguely positive. This will be this is why I would tell y'all, go to League of Comic Geeks, get y'all orders in advance, because you got to do it a few weeks early. So I'm a little late when I show you, but this would be this look like a Arthur Adams. I don't think this is Arthur Adams, because see the influence. of Arthur Adams. That's tough right there. This cover right here is all. And forever our secrets, sinister or otherwise, or our forever X-Men forever ends with a question. After everything, do we have hope or not? From between the pages of Immortal X-Men and Rise of Powers of X, the final secret of the Krakoan age are revealed. And just pick this up by itself, because I like to have the whole series when it's like a series type thing like that. Let's see. Next up, Boom Studios, House of Slaughter, issue 23. I'm digging the artwork right here. I'm digging the cover. You got a little peach right there. As the Butcher's War continues into a third chapter, in shame and defeat, but revenge isn't something that only Jace can lay claim to. However, after Jace left as opportunists arise among those who pursue him in New Orleans, seems very interesting. Something I would definitely recommend checking out. Definitely got to support the independent studios, independent creators. A lot of them be the ones who end up having those really good transitions into independent and even big movie. So definitely support early. That way you could be in the know when that shit does transition. Be like, yo, man, I knew about that series back when it was a book. You could be like them Game of Thrones book readers who, you know, when you get in from the series, from the book, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I'll see we got a few comments or a comment up in here. Let me shout out to my boy Fresh and Frost TV up in the building. Shout to the two people I'll see up in here. Holding me down up over on Twitch. Make sure to hit that follow. But you get such a deal if you go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com, because you could get those books that cost like 25, 50 bucks, even more, those variants. If you go and check your calendar a month in advance, you could go to your comic shop, put the order in, and then they could get that special deal that they get, and then you could get it from them without having to worry about it pre-order for you specifically. They may get one or two of them at their book, but those things are going to be sold immediately. So unless you're the first person there on Wednesday, unless you got that pre-order, then man, you're shit out of luck. Unless you want to pay 5-10 times what you would have got if you would have went to League of Comic Geeks and then got that pre-order in advance with your local comic book shop. With that said, moving on, Image Comic Books, Redcoat issue number 2. The Unarmed Redcoat is just getting started. It's 1892, the year of Coca-Cola, the first public basketball game, and Lizzie Borden picking up an axe. It's also the year that immortal mercenary and former British Revolutionary War Simon Pure finds himself the target of a mysterious cult, one that seems to know everything about him, and now Simon must do something he's never done before, accept help. But help in the form of the most unlikely of allies, a 12-year-old Albert Einstein obsessed with unlocking the secrets to Simon's magic. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Like I said before, me personally, being an artist coming from the art side, and I do have a more of appreciation for the writer side now that I'm doing writing for my own comic book. And damn, is that hard, man. Just creating a world from nothing, all the work that goes into creating the cities, the worlds, the characters, the backgrounds, the power system, every single little detail, the history and everything. I got a huge new appreciation for the writer side, but growing up comic book side, I was drawn in from the art side, and that's what inspired me to be an artist and an animator and whatnot. And so that was my primary draw. When I go to a comic book store, if I see some beautiful art, I'm picking that. Oh wow, that's a great story, you know. And there'd be comic books with not so great artwork, and then it'd just be a classic story, so you go back and end up picking them up. But I was primarily an artist guy. So when I do these reviews, a lot of times when I'm having my pull list, I'm grabbing as I'm looking at this at the same time I'm reviewing this with y'all. A lot of times, like so far, the 2 books I pulled so far were based off the art. This book right here, when I looked at this art, no shade to the artist, this wasn't really pulling me as like, oh, I got to pull this book. But after I read the synopsis to this, I was like, yo, man, I gotta read more of this. I gotta pick this up. This guy did his homework. He got his timeline. And you know, like where I'm pulling for my book, like from various timelines, like this guy, he's like pulling from like a specific time in history, and he's referencing it instead of just making completely new everything and just having it as a reference. He's literally like, oh no, this is Albert Einstein. Yo, this is Lizzie Borden. And I'm all aboard with it. This is a cool synopsis. I'm intrigued with this other cool. So far, actually, there's 4 books. The Doom was another one where I wasn't so much drawn in by the art, but when I saw Jonathan Hickman, his track record, I'm on board with it. You know what I'm saying? So between Jonathan Hickman and who's the writer for this, man? Because that was John's, man, great work pulling me in with the writing. So moving on, Image Comics Ice Cream Man issue number 39. Man, I wish I really had like a shitload of money so I could just buy like not every comic book, but like so I could afford to buy like damn near as many comics as possible, man. I've been let's see, maybe the synopsis will pull me in like the last one. See how slow time can go when you're on its way. I'm curious if actual character it looks like I'm a little intrigued with the characters, but me and a bit more into that. And I don't know. I'm just and the ice cream pick me up. I don't know if it's something worth looking into right now. It's not really drawing me in. Red covers it for me. It's only 2 issues. Synopsis is amazing. Moving on, Carnage issue 7. And happy Mother's Day, by the way, everybody. Beautiful mothers, whether they are alive or have passed on to heaven or the afterlife. Let's see here. Carnage issue 7. Liz Allen makes a discovery that changes the symbiote balance of power. Flash and Cletus are I don't know why it reminds me of that like what was it called, like some pretty wild covers right here, not really drawing me in and can hold you so looks a little demonic. Blue Beetle issue 9. Meet Victoria Cord's new superhero. Victoria Cord's new superhero is giving Jamie a run for his money. Just what is Victoria planning? And can the Blue Beetle survive? Interesting. Like what loops? Like I don't know. Uh, um, I want to say I'm a suck for art too, man. I'm more a suck for the interior art than the cover art because sometimes I'll see a rematch and I'm just like, I'm cool. Yeah, that's a sweet cover right there, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Now, if I saw that cover and I open up the pages and the pages look fire like that, then I might I might consider it. But for now, I'm 4 books. Ultimate Ending 1 caught my interest. It's a new book, so I'm forgetting the name of it right now. This thing's starting to move a little slow. There we go. Yeah, so far, X-Men, Ultimate X-Men 3, Batman and Robin 9, Doom issue 1, Red Coat issue 2, catching my interest. Next, we got the Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt issue 1. Spinning directly out of Amazing Spider-Man issue 49, Spidey's role in Blood Hunt becomes clear, and it involves, of course, Morbius. That's right. The web slinger's most vampiric villain, Michael Morbius, is involved in the big vampire play, and Peter has to figure out if he needs to take out his fanged foe or save him. He gotta probably be like Spider-Man, Flash, Thor, Batman. I'm trying to see this cover right here, like blown up. Cover look fire right here. If I can see it. Yeah, that's fire right there. Let's see here. Next up, we got The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 89. With Rick and company out beyond the walls, Glenn finds himself alone in Alexandria with a few allies. And, and that cover right there, to keep it a buck. I'm surprised. Like I didn't know that comic book. Salute to the creator of that though, man. What he's done with The Walking Dead is amazing. I used to watch the show, man. I feel like after maybe a season after Negan got on, that's when I fell off. It was just starting to drag too long. Next up, we got Miss Marvel Mutant Menace issue number 3. That cover is tough right there. I ain't gonna hold you. Yo, they've been knocking it out the park with these Miss Marvel covers, bruh. If the inside artwork, if the interior art ain't gonna hold you, bruh. Oh my god, this cover right here, bruh, is so fire, bruh. Ooh. Stuff been doing back to a lot of hand drawing stuff, but yo, this will be the cover right here. Yeah, so this will be it, book number 5 right here, bro. That cover, that is fire right there. Let's see here. What's next up on here? We got the Red Hood, The Hill issue 4 always like the Red Hood cover. Tough right there. I like that cover. That is a badass cover. Monsters move into Jason Todd's new neighborhood. Jason Todd has gone through a lot in his life, death and life again, from his time as Robin to his time as a would I would definitely look. I would have to look through some pages and everything. I want to just make a pre-order for this and not know there. Moving along, we got Weapon X issue 4. The immortal Onslaught, the all-powerful Onslaught, has decided to become truly all-powerful by adding the Phoenix Force to its incalculable might. And one of the Wolverines is about to help him get by turning against their leader, Phoenix, Old Man Logan, Age of X, and Jane Howlett. The Wolverines of 5 tragic universes come to an end of their multi-universal meet the additional books too, to really take a look at that. Let's see what's next up. We got G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero 306. That cover is tough, bruh. That cover is fire. I don't know who did that, but shout out to whoever did that. That gave me some Jim Lee vibes, bro. Like old school Jim Lee vibes right there. That is sick. And I know that cover formed a new partnership, but the death knock has a secret that will change everything as Snake Eyes and Scarlet begin a new chapter. Moving on, let's see what we got next coming up. We got What If Venom. All right, What If Venom issue number 4, The Symbiote of Mischief. As the Venom symbiote's tendrils have slithered through every corner of the Marvel Universe, they have now drawn the attention of Loki, who believes this incarnation of the Venom symbiote and the host that it has chosen a bond to stand poised to become the most dangerous beings in this or any reality. I ain't comics. Helen Dupree continues looking for answers about what happened to her son. I got one of those little advertisements on the screen. Get off my screen. All right. Helen Dupree continues looking for answers about what happened to her son, Paul. With the guidance of a psychic medium, her desperate attempt for information sends her on an epic journey through the dark past of Bell River with a thrilling guest art by Shank Crenu. Cave Grave. My apologies if I mispronounced your name. All right. Next up, we got Wolverine Matterport Nights. Yo, that is a beautiful cover, bruh. That's a beautiful cover. My only my only problem with this cover is I feel like, but if not, I don't know. The Hand's diabolical plan and their fiercest warrior. Wolverine and Captain America race to defeat the Hand's ultimate warrior, but a much darker fate awaits the Black Widow if this heroic trio can't stop Matsuo and the Hand's decades-long plan. Plus, meet the Psycho Jonin and discover how they will alter our heroes' destinies. X-Men legend Chris Claremont's all-new in continuity adventure continues. Oh my god. I'm not. Chris Claremont back on a X-Men project? Yo, I gotta get that. I gotta get it all. Wolverine, Matterport Night. As long as Chris Claremont is writing the series, that should be must buy for everybody. How is that not being talked about? When I look online at all the like negative media that I see on online talking about like all the bad stuff that's in comic books, and then you mean to tell me this whole time Chris Claremont, the guy responsible for the longest run in X-Men comic books, the guy responsible for so much of the canon and lore of so much of the X-Men, would turn to X-Men, which was a C rank Marvel book, into an A rank, the most popular comic book for a long period of time in Marvel comic books. That Chris Claremont, you mean to tell me he's back after getting ran off X-Men? Because everybody was jocking Jim Lee, who would leave a year later or a few years later. Like that Chris Claremont, like, yo, Stan Lee may have wrote the original X-Men. He may have created a lot of the original X-Men, but man, you could argue Chris Claremont, his work is just as, if not more vital than Stan Lee's run on it. When Stan Lee and Jack Kirby had X-Men, they shelved it. It wasn't selling. They didn't do X-Men for years because it was a C rank book, and then they gave it to that man, and that man made X-Men what it is, bruh. They hear him back on Wolverine. Oh, bruh, that is crazy. I gotta look that up, bro. Let's see here. Next up, we got Suicide Squad Dream Team issue 3. Can Dreamer escape Waller's clutches? No one can get out from under the thumb of Amanda Waller. and it's looking like Dreama is no exception, but a surprise pair of allies decides to give it a look, though. Outsiders issue number 7 from DC Comic Book. For a fallen friend, the guide is open and the truth of the world is revealed. Not really saying much. Art ain't really pulling me in either. You gotta let me know. You gotta pull me in. You gotta let me know what's going on, man. Star Wars Mace Windu issue 4. Well, I do love the Star Wars series. Never really been into the comic books, keep it a buck. Introducing the Shroud, just as Mason Smuggler and Zeta Cruz arrive at their firefighter, they're beset by the Muru Dia and the leader of their cult, the Shroud. The Shroud is something that Mace Windu has never trained for and isn't prepared for, and the might push a Jedi Knight to his breaking point again. Not trying to dunk or be. We got this Star Wars Fortnite Lego event going on for a limited time. I believe it's for like 60 or like 70 days or something like that. And you have to complete all these missions. And if you complete the missions, you get like a gang of like rewards for your Lego universe for the rest of your account. And you know what Fortnite, real quick to go on a Fortnite tangent, but you know what Fortnite, all their special events are like time exclusive. So it's for a limited time. If you don't do it during that time period, you'll never be able to get the stuff again. So like if you're a Star Wars fan, even if you're not, highly recommend going up in there, doing the Star Wars event stuff so they can get that stuff for your collection through it. I had to stop playing just so I could do this because I was like, you know what, man, the game's too addicting. I need to get some content out. Shout out to the subscribers, by the way. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It is $4.99. If you got Amazon Prime, it is absolutely free. Just click subscribe and then use your Amazon Prime account and you get a free subscribe. So you can subscribe that way as well. Costs you nothing. Shout out to all the followers as well. And shout out to the people who are tuning in for the first time. Keeping it moving. We got Venom, Separation Anxiety, issue 1. Long live the King in Purple. Amazing Spider-Man Legend and Venom creator wants to tell another all-time. He's teaming up with Venom and the Death of the Venom verse artist extraordinaire Gennaro Sandoval. Venom has a new enemy, and the bond has tested like never before when a foe with the power to alter the reality threatens to tear Eddie's world apart, starting with his symbiote. And let's see here, the cool art right there. Nothing too crazy, but you know, like the I'm liking the background. It makes sense. It doesn't look like it doesn't wrap around your background and you know your midground and whatnot. This cover right here looks exceptionally fire. Homage to Todd McFarlane. Man, this Todd McFarlane homage has probably been done more than any in comic books. So I think about it with the whole web right there. That is tough as a mug, bro. I would definitely check this out. I ain't gonna hold you. This will definitely be a pickup right there. Next coming out. When I say these pickups, I'm just like fantasy. I'm not actually gonna pick these up, bro. I don't got enough money to pick up each and every last one of these, and they're not my absolute priority. I'm right now like more so focused on like those for sure, like the Sabretooth War. Oh my god, I gotta get that. Moving on, Dark Ride issue 12, Wolverine Matterport Night. Now that I know it's Chris Claremont, I'm making a mental note. I gotta look into that. Arthur Dante's most haunting creation, yet is brought to life, and a final sacrifice must be made to take control of the devils to a conclusion you never saw. Oh, whoa, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a Christian. You know, I'm not perfect by no means. You know, I've sinned like I drink. Issue 2. I don't know why that sound like it could be like a type song. Rat City, Rat City, bitch. Peter Carnage is still struggling with his new powers. Deemed the corrupt corporation that created him, he is on the run as they attempt to claim the power that they believe is theirs. Based on that, you get a little bit of a idea for his whatnot. Sounds like pretty pretty grounded story. Moving right along, we got Epic from Image Comics. Something Epic issue number 10. All right, with no new leads to follow, our detectives duo, our detective duo schedules a meeting with the most unusual 32 full pages of pure story. I don't think this is the only people who have bothered to mention that. Like, that's pretty damn standard for the most part. 28 to 32, 36 pages, 34. You know, not really drawing my attention with it. Keep it a bucks and keep it moving. Kind of like the little. Yeah, it feels like it's like so many different art styles up over here. Like that looks different from those. This looks different from all those. Uh, let's see here. What's next? Pop-ups galore. All right, next we got Napalm Lullaby issue 3, having made their way inside the Hollow Doom City during the arrival ceremony of the glorious leader. Sarah and Sam discover that some gods are not what they seem, and that everyone has a plan until the janitor interesting art style, like how they got like the little camera angle panning up. Type thing, got the little All right, not certain what happened there, but let's go ahead and get it back. Okay. Next up, we got. I see like my connection just cut off on me one time, so I'm not even gonna do mention. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Holy shit. The old comic books used to be so sick. Yo, Boom Studios, I Heart Skull Crusher issue 3. This is catching my eye. I know nothing about it. But yo, I like the artwork. Cool artwork. Mid series mayhem unfolds. The team faces not just their own challenges, outrageous than they have ever expected. Team building is what they need, but what expect does Coach Ed have in mind? Will his, quite frankly, unhinged method let's see here. Excusez-moi. I used to have this book right here. After I beef up my X-Men collection, when I'm done with my X-Men collection, definitely gonna spin the block on my Spider-Man collection. Not really dragging my Deadpool issue 1. Cover fire, a new era for the Merc with a mouth and a gun and a sword. Cody Ziglar, Miles Morales, Spider-Man as the Merc with the mouth, introducing a new villain, Dead Boy. Let's see here. They got wild covers for this. This is a second print, so that's why I would not pick it up. I am not a second print guy at all. I'll do a facsimile, don't get me wrong, you know. If it's like something like a X-Men issue 1, Avengers issue 1, something I know I won't have the money to buy for any time in the for a book like that. No. Let's see here. Space Ghost one looks cool. Let's see here. You know, that's pretty much it. I heard these Transformer books have been really good as of late. I haven't really been a big Transformer guy. I was into Beast Wars growing up, but like, and Transformers a little bit, but I was familiar with it, but it was never my thing. Similar with G.I. Joe, it was more of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the comic book guy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That extends to comic books too as well. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and stop sharing that. All right, you guys. So that is the comic books coming out this week, this Wednesday, May 15th, man. Thank you guys so much for the support, man. I am about to get up out of here. Until next time, guys, take care. Peace out.